There's a lot of talk about working from home and working from home forever, for it to be a permanent thing. So different companies are going to that model. Twitter has announced that they are. Facebook has talked about a lot of their employees working from home. And so for tech professionals especially, it's going to be more and more of an option. So there's actually a lot of financial aspects of whether working from home is actually a good fit. But I figure that before even thinking about whether to do it from a financial perspective, let's first ask the questions of, would it actually be a good fit for you and for your family and just the way that you work and everything like that. So here are some of the main things that I think about that would really factor into the decision to work from home or not. The first thing that I think about, and probably the most important, is this idea of distractions versus connection. And that happens for both the home and the office perspective, because for distractions at home, the question is, do you have kids, especially little kids? Because little toddlers don't understand that dad's at work or mom's at work, and it's going to be kind of difficult to concentrate. And then also from an office perspective, you might feel that getting caught up in conversation, while it adds to the connection side of it, that it gets too distracting, and you like to be able to have hour blocks where you can really focus and get your work done. And then on the other hand, from a connection standpoint, are you good with, whenever you're at home, do you feel connected enough with people, whether it's through Slack and through Zoom or other web meetings and things like that, where you still feel a connection with your coworkers? Or do you value that face-to-face connection and being able to kind of have a lot more of that organic conversation? So the second thing that I think about is the structure perspective. So whenever you are working in an office, then there's a little bit more structure that's built in the fact that you go to work, you do your thing, and then you come back, and then you're at home. But whenever you're at home, then the line get a lot more blurry, and it's easy to be actually working more. It's easy to just not being able to really focus because you don't really feel like you've gotten into that work mindset. So it's just kind of asking yourself those questions of whether you feel like you need that extra structure or whether you have the discipline to bring some kind of structure to working at home. And lastly, think about your commute. And I kind of can't believe I'm saying this, because for me, my commute was something that I really hated, especially whenever I was stuck in traffic. But for a lot of people, that your commute is something that you really value it, because that time that you spend between traveling from your house to work you're able to listen to podcasts, do whatever, and be able to kind of get into that mental space. And then also, just as important, whenever you're at work and you're coming home, then you kind of have that time to decompress before you get home and spend time with your family. When making a decision like this on whether you want to work from home all the time, there is the financial part of it, but really, all of this, it's more than just money. It's whether it's right for you and for your family. And so here are a few different things to think about. I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts on if I've hit the main ones or if there's other ones that I've left out. We'll talk about the financial stuff more, but this is just as important, if not more important. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.